All right, so this video is going to be about how to do the shape builder tool. Shape builder tool can help you out in a lot of different situations and can kind of get you out of some different places. And also, if you've got something, I just want to make this be a color, I want to fill this in, then you can use the shape builder tool to do that. So I'm in Illustrator here, and first I just want to show you the concept of the shape builder tool. So if I had 3 lines, let's say I just draw a line, this is a no inside color, just a black outline shape. I'm going to select these and just make them a little bit thicker so you can see what I'm doing here. That's fine. I'll zoom in a little bit here. So I've got my 3 shapes here. That's wonderful, great. But I want to make it where this inside color is a color, and I can't do that because the computer doesn't see anything there. So if I select all of these pieces and then go to my shape builder tool, now it sees that those things cross, and that is possible to make a shape. Okay, if I just click right now, I will make a shape based on whatever I have over here. So if I click, that just made a shape with nothing on the inside with a black outline. So if I change this to a color, then when I click this, I still have it selected from earlier, I'm using the shape builder tool. When I click, it'll make a shape that is that color. Okay, so I've got it green now, and I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, so that is the concept of how to use the shape builder tool. You have to make sure that the lines are crossing. If I have it like this, I'm drawing the exact same thing relatively, but I do not have my lines crossing. This is like a cup with a hole in the bottom of it. Okay, the water's just going to come out. So if I select all of these things and I go to my shape builder tool and I hover over that and it doesn't do anything, that's because they're not crossing. Now, sounds easy, except let's say that I have it like, dude, help me out here. Let's say that I have it like this. That looks like it crosses. I can tell very clearly that those 2 pieces, the black outline there is crossing, okay? But if I go into outline mode, which is Control Y, I can see that they do not cross, all right? So the computer does not see the black outline there, okay? Unless I was gonna rasterize it and image trace it and all that stuff, that doesn't see that. So if I select it, even though it looks like it's crossing, if I select all of this and go to the shape builder tool, that is not gonna work, okay? So when I'm doing something like this, especially if it doesn't matter, I like to make it where they cross almost exaggerated, way over the line here. I know for a fact that's going to work. Okay? All right, sorry about that. So other ways that you can use the shape builder tool. You can also use the shape builder tool in connection to things that are shapes, right? So if I made a circle, draw out that circle, I can change the inside color of that, no problem, right? But if I wanted to do, let me go find a little blank space over here, that's fine. So I can change the color of that, no problem. But let's say that I have this line, and then I have another, let's make it be we'll do a polygon. Okay, so let's say I've got these 2 shapes here, and I'll change this color just so you can see it. I don't like the green. Let's make it red. Okay, so I've got these 2 shapes here. So this is a shape, and this is a shape, but guess what? Where they cross is also a shape. So you can get kind of interesting pieces out of stuff. Sometimes when you're making logos for something, sometimes you can just get all these different circles and shapes to kind of cross over and see where they intersect. So if I were to select both of those things and go to the shape builder tool, that's a shape, that's a shape, and that's a shape. So if I were to click in the middle, it punches a hole. It actually combines those shapes and makes a new one. So now that is a shape, this is a shape, and this is a shape, okay? And I've got, you end up getting some kind of cool little pieces depending on where the shapes were positioned and all that, okay? Well, that's great, but I also want to do something. Let's say that I've got my, let's say I've got a shape like this, and I've got a shape like this. Change the color again just so you can see. And I want these to be combined, okay? And so if I select both of these things and I want all 3 of these to just be one solid piece, all right, maybe I've got like a gradient going on. We apply a gradient here. If I've got a gradient going on and I want to have those be a continuous gradient, I want it to view it as all one shape, okay, then I can go to the shape builder tool. And when we did this before, I just click and let go. Now I'm going to click and drag through the shape. So click and hold, and I'm going to drag through the shape, right? And you guys are kind of spoiled because you can actually do this and have it winding like this. Back in the day, the shape builder tool was only a straight line, okay? So, walking uphill both ways in the snow, you guys can do this kind of squiggly line. So if you've got something with a bunch of let's see if I've got, so if I've got a bunch of shapes, we'll just make that be, nope, we're going to make that be nothing. So let's say I've got a bunch of circles, and I can do a bunch of different things like this. So everywhere that those are intersecting, I can make a shape out of that, or I can combine those. But if I select all of them, instead of having to go in a straight line like you used to, you can now go and click and drag and have that kind of wind through depending on what you're doing to make different shapes, okay? So, or you can click just like I showed you earlier and make a shape with that, all right? One last thing I'll show you, this is just kind of bonus here. You can also do this with like pixel art. If you wanted to do pixel art in Illustrator, this is a good way to do it. So if you go over to your line segment tool and click and hold on it, you can pull up the rectangular grid tool. And if I click and let go, I can get a, let's do this off of 50. The more you do, the harder it's going to be to process. And so you don't want to make it just too complicated. But so if I've got a, because I'm doing, no. Sorry, I was trying to see why I am, because I've got it, my stroke is so high. Let me bring that down a little bit here so we can actually get, okay, dude, just make it be 2. There we go. All right, so now I've got, sorry about that, the stroke was large from when I had done something earlier, and so that's why we had some confusion. So, but I just used the rectangle grid tool to make a grid, and so now when I have these pieces selected, I have this grid selected, and I use the shape builder tool, and I can just add a color to it. I can just click to make a color. That's a color, that's a color, that's a color. And I could make some sort of pixel art using this. Or if I wanted to, I'll change the color to a blue or a pink apparently, and draw like that, then I could do something like that. And I'm still getting that kind of pixel art look to it, okay? So lots of different things that you can do with the shape builder tool. It really depends on the situation that you're in as to how you can properly use that, but hopefully that helps. And so I'm going to have another example where we create some shapes using the pen tool, and then you use the shape builder tool to add color to those so that you can actually close in shapes and make objects using that. Tracing something with the pen tool, and then using the shape builder tool to make it where you can add color and actually create the objects.